All about chocolate. Introduction: ask people about their favorite sweet thing to eat, and they will probably say it's chocolate. People around the world love chocolate. They love it so much that every year they eat more chocolate than any other sweet. Where chocolate comes from. It might surprise you to learn that chocolate actually grows on trees. That doesn't mean that you can pick a chunk of chocolate from a tree branch and eat it. In fact, the chocolate growing on trees looks, tastes, and smells nothing like the chocolate you eat. The tree that gives us chocolate is the cacao tree. The chocolate comes from beans that are found in large pods on the tree. Cacao trees grow near the equator where it is hot and wet. Most cacao trees are grown on farms called plantations. The trees have lots of small white or yellow flowers that bloom during the year. Some of the flowers change into pods, but most do not. The pods are shaped like little footballs. The pods are green when they first form, but they change to a golden or reddish color as they get ripe. Preparing the beans. Taking the pods from the cacao tree is the first step in making chocolate, but it's not the pods that are important. It's 20 to 50 beans found inside the pods, which are actually the tree's seeds. It takes a lot of beans and a lot of work to make chocolate. First, the pods are gathered, then someone using a large blade called machete cuts the pods open. The beans are then scooped out of the open pod. The beans are not brown as you might expect. Instead, they are cream colored and covered with a soft pulp. These beans are a long way from being the chocolate you know. The pulp covered beans are put into piles or boxes and covered. As the beans come in contact with the air, they begin to change from a cream color to a purple color. The beans also change on the inside in a process called fermentation. Fermentation can take more than a week, but the fermented beans still do not taste or smell like chocolate. After the beans have fermented, they are dried. As they dry, the beans are turned. Once the beans are dry, they are placed in large cloth bags and shipped to makers of chocolate. From beans to chocolate. Making chocolate from the fermented dried beans is a very long and complicated process. First, the beans need to be cleaned, which removes any remaining pulp or pieces of the pods. Then chocolate makers blend different varieties of beans to make sure the chocolate has just the right flavor. The cleaned and blended beans are roasted in order to bring out the chocolate flavor. This is just the stage when the beans begin to smell like chocolate. As the beans are roasted, the thin shell that covers them grow brittle. The beans pass through a special machine that cracks their shells and blows away the pieces of shell with fans. After the shells are removed, only the meaty part of the bean called the nib remains. The nibs are ground up and crushed until they become a liquid. The liquid is poured in poured into molds where it cools into bars of bitter, unsweetened chocolate. The bars are then pressed until the most important part of the chocolate, a yellow liquid called cocoa butter, is removed. The cocoa butter drains through a screen and is collected to make the chocolate with it. After the liquid cocoa butter is removed, the solid part of the bar is ground into a powder. Cocoa powder is sent to dairies and bakeries to flavor baked goods and dairy products. The chocolate with it is made in the final step called crunching. Crunching takes place with machines with big rollers, sugar, cocoa butter, and other ingredients that roll and mixed until smooth. The smooth mixture is poured into molds and cooled. After it has cooled and solidified, the chocolate is removed from the molds and wrapped in packages for shipping. History of chocolate. As near as historians can tell, Aztec and Mayan people living in Central and South America were using chocolate almost 2,000 years ago. These people enjoyed a drink made from chocolate, but if you were to try this drink today, you would find that it tastes much different from the chocolate drinks you enjoy. In fact, it was a very bitter tasting drink, kind of like coffee. Christopher Columbus brought some cacao beans back from the New World to show to the king and queen of Spain, but Europeans did not know what to do with the beans, so they mostly ignored them. They were more interested in spices and other things Columbus brought back. A Spanish explorer by the name of Hernando Cortes helped Europeans begin to see that there was value in cacao beans. The great Aztec ruler Montezuma had served Cortes a drink made from cacao beans. The Aztecs told Cortes that it was the drink of the gods. They believed that cacao beans gave them added wisdom and strength. They placed so much value on cacao beans that they used the beans as a form of money. Cortes saw much more value in the beans as money than as a drink. He planted cacao trees so that he could use the beans not for chocolate but as money. It was his way of growing money on trees. Cortes brought back knowledge of how to make the chocolate drink, but it still was not popular outside the New World. But Now, until the Spanish began mixing sugar with the drink, did chocolate began spreading in popularity. Until the 16th and 17th, chocolate was a luxury food for royalty and powerful church officials. But during the 16th, people began grinding large amounts of cacao beans in mills, producing much more chocolate and lowering the cost. The invention of smooth milk chocolate also increased the treat's popularity. The first chocolate shop in London, England was opened in 1657. In the 17th, a steam-driven chocolate grinder was invented, allowing factories to quickly make tons of affordable chocolate. Today, chocolate is a favorite and affordable treat in many countries.